Hey everybody, this is Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man. And if you want to get your money's worth, you'll stay right here. WNS Podcast. Everybody's got a price for the $1 Million Man.
You are now listening to the official Wrestling News Source podcast. For all of your wrestling information, go to WrestlingNewsSource.com or find us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Stitcher, and iTunes by searching either Wrestling News Source Podcast or WNS Podcast. Now being broadcast in over 30 different countries, here are your hosts, Daniel Herron, Tyler Hebert, and Doug.
That's right. What's up, everyone? I am Daniel Herron.
I'm Tyler Hebert.
Kneel before Zod!
That's not Zod, that's Doug.
And we welcome you to episode 127 of the official podcast for WrestlingNewsSource.com. For all of your information, go to WrestlingNewsSource.com. Check us out on Facebook, WrestlingNewsSource.com. You can find us on Facebook, WNS Podcast, on YouTube, WNS Video, on iTunes, Wrestling News Source Podcast, and now on Stitcher. Wrestling News Source Podcast.
All right. Hey, guess what?
What?
If you want to follow us on Twitter, it's at WNS Podcast. And for the main site, WN Source.
We're on Tout at WNS Podcast.
But we don't use that.
Yeah, stitch us up at Stitcher.
Maybe I should let Doug give out the Stitcher from here on out instead of the Tout, because we don't use the Tout anymore. And Tyler just sneezed.
Let me. I just say whatever I want.
Oh, okay.
You don't give a
Like,
fuck.
no one said, hey, you should start doing the Tout. I just said, I'm going to start doing the Tout.
Well, you stopped doing your Twitter, so
Yeah.
so you switched over to Tout.
Find Doug on Zeus.
Have you been touting?
I've not been doubting.
Oh, Tyler, have you been touting?
No, but I think that that'll be a perfect for our New Orleans trip.
Yeah.
Or just make regular videos.
Okay. Regular videos.
Regular show.
Whoa. Okay, so welcome to the show, everyone. Got a lot to talk about. We're going to be covering Raw, the Payback predictions, going to be discussing hot topics. We're going to be joined by our good friend Tex Lonestar of Doomsday Wrestling.
Cannot wait.
All kinds of fun there. So,
There's a snake in my boot.
yeah, sure. So first,
Isn't that what they say on...
Toy Story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a cowboy like Woody, right?
I don't,
Snake
well,
in my boot.
would he be considered a cowboy?
Tex?
Yeah.
He's cowboy-esque.
Yeah. He's, because I know his family, some of his family descends from the natives and others from, I guess, from the cowboys.
You know his history?
He's a love child.
We'll figure that all out whenever we have our interview with him later on. But first, how you guys doing? How you doing, guys?
I'm doing all right.
Yeah,
Tired, but
hanging in there.
yeah.
Yeah. How about you, Doug?
I'm okay.
Yeah. Especially
So-so.
especially with the announcements between Xbox One and PlayStation 4. All kinds of chaos going on there. Who y'all leaning towards right now?
Jugular. For the jugular.
Yeah. Who you leaning towards?
Nintendo.
Nintendo?
No, PS4.
Okay. How about you, Doug? Or are you gonna get both?
I'll probably end up getting both.
So let us know how the Xbox is.
Well, I mean, yeah. If you're saying pick one, then okay, then I'd probably go PlayStation 4. But I mean, I'm pretty confident that Xbox, once they realize that the market share is going to go to PlayStation, they're going to have to like take back some of this bullshit they've been spewing and make some changes.
I don't know. I think they had that chance before they got to E3 and kind of dropped the ball on that one.
Yeah, people talk though. People, we can run our mouths and then still support a product. I mean, it's they want numbers. They don't give a shit what you say.
That's true.
There's and all this talk is internet anyway, and like you always get the vocal minority on the internet anyway.
Yeah. So there you go. Give us your thoughts on the whole console wars. Which side you'll be supporting?
Don't get me wrong, they're fucking up, but like
Yeah.
until they see numbers, it doesn't matter what you say.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter, son.
But I know some of our listeners are probably saying this is not a video game podcast. This is a wrestling podcast. So let's dive on in to what happened on Raw.
Let's dive on into how excited we are. No, I'm just kidding.
You're not excited?
No, I was gonna say for something else.
What were you gonna say?
Don't worry about it. Let's talk about Raw.
Don't you worry about that.
Don't you worry, child. All right, so kicking things off, we start off Raw with Triple H going up against Curtis Axel, and as soon as this match gets underway, Vince McMahon comes out and, F's it all up, saying the first match ends in a disqualification, then Triple H restarts it, McMahon comes back out and orders that it be a forfeit, and then Triple H restarts it with a Iron Man match, and then McMahon takes the bell and the microphone.
Almost clocks Justin Roberts in the head where he whips it out.
I wonder if he would have looked back if he had hit Justin Roberts, or if he would have just stayed true to his character and just kept on walking. No, just kept on going. So I don't know. I feel like Triple H and McMahon are trying to
get the attention.
They're looking for attention right now. I don't know where this angle is going to be going. I don't know why they're doing this, but
he doesn't need to wrestle. He needs to think about his children.
He needs to pick up that pencil and lay down the law. So I don't know, Doug. What are your thoughts on all of this? Because it's not making any sense to me.
No, I mean, I don't know. It's weird for sure. I don't know what the end game is here. I don't know what they're trying to accomplish with it. It just seems really odd.
Yeah.
I don't know why these guys are having dick swinging contests in front of the audience over who can end and restart matches, and I don't know.
Hey Vince, don't ignore me. Hey, where are you going? Don't ignore me. I'm the COO.
I don't know what I can't imagine what the end game is. I mean,
Brock Lesnar later on comes out and destroys McMahon and Triple H.
Well, unless this leads to them either. It just feels like a weird angle to be doing at all. Yeah. I don't know why. Vince had unless the end game is to send Vince off TV again, which kind of is weird because they already gave him the perfect send off where he fake cried brilliantly, he actually has a heart and stuff, and that would have been a perfect send off for him. Or unless the end game is to get Trips off TV for good, or get them both off TV for good. I don't know, but
that's the thing. You can never get those two guys off of TV.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying that's the only thing I can imagine why they would do this. Otherwise, it's just weird. They're because he's not a Vince isn't doing the I care about my son-in-law. I mean, he's saying that, but he's what he's really doing is I'm fucking Vince. I'm still the daddy of this motherfucker, and you're gonna do what I say.
Mm-hmm. I like that that Vince's old hair is back. It's got the little poof at the top now, like he did years before it was shaved. So just little thing. Completely random thought. Do you think this could lead to a Vince McMahon versus Triple H? Winner gets McMahon's job, and if Triple H wins, he gets the power of McMahon, and if McMahon wins, Triple H has to quit.
Possibly.
No, I don't see that.
It's leading to Money in the Bank. Book it, Vince, and send me my check. So, but who knows? We'll have to see where
end up fighting.
Yeah, I don't know where it's leading, but I'm not really digging it, especially since it's taken up, 30 good minutes of the TV show with promos backstage. But next up, we did get to see Kane going up against Dean Ambrose, and this match ended via disqualification after the rest of the Shield decided to attack, and Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton made the save to a huge pop from the crowd. So I mean, the match itself was okay, and it builds towards what's going to happen at Payback. So any other thoughts to go from that?
No, I mean, I think the match was solid. I didn't have any complaints with the match, and I don't know, it's a little weird that they're doing the Bryan Orton stuff, but I mean, they have my attention. Everything's been okay for me so far.
Okay.
I say you heard 100 times they're doing great work and stuff, and we already said that Dean Ambrose is the single competitor and stuff, and he's doing a good job even against the Monster Kane.
Yeah, doing a good job holding his own. So later on backstage we got to see Daniel Bryan, Randy Orton, and Kane all arguing with each other. Kane being the voice of reason, which is odd in itself. Vicky Guerrero comes out. Huh?
He got a squeaky voice when he was shouting.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
But yeah, Vicky came out and said that she's booked Daniel Bryan teaming up with Randy Orton versus Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns for Payback. But she hadn't forgotten about Kane because Kane's going to be facing Dean Ambrose for the United States Championship, and
He gave her a hug.
he was so happy he gave her a hug. So just a really unusual, really bizarre scene backstage. So not really sure what to think of that. But next up, we did get to see Miz going up against Cody Rhodes with Wade Barrett on commentary. Miz ends up getting the victory with the figure 4 leg lock. I kind of have a problem with Miz and the figure 4 in which he does it. It's like, he'll focus on the head throughout the majority of the match, and then like one thing will go wrong and his opponent will hurt his leg, and it's like, oh, I'm gonna do this one move, and then I'm gonna slap on the figure 4, and you're gonna tap out. Like, I feel like he needs to focus primarily on the leg. Take some tips from Del Rio or something on how to focus on something for a finisher, or at least for a submission move. Am I the only one on that?
Well, I mean, historically in pro wrestling, it's established like in canon that you wear down a body part if you're going to submit someone, which is kind of like weird whenever you think about like the explosion of mixed martial arts in today and how quick someone really will submit if you really catch someone in a hole that they will submit to. They're tapping pretty quick.
Yeah.
No matter if it's arm, leg, even neck, whatever, head, whatever. Like you will actually tap very quickly to a submission hold if it's applied correctly.
Yes.
So we're at this weird weird crossroads. Man, I can't talk again today. Par for the course. In wrestling, where there is this outside influence that is highly televised and people see a lot of, even if it's just like tangentially, like you just happen to see like flipping channels or something, where you have this outside influence suggesting that a submission can come very quickly without even working it. But keeping with history, even most wrestlers still, well, I guess not really most, but like but if you're like consulting your history in pro wrestling, it's like you weaken a body part before they submit. So we're at like a weird crossroads. So I can and will buy into a fast submission, but not the way Miz does it.
Right. And sorry, I was just gonna say, if that's going to be the case, if he can tap on a quick submission, why doesn't he try and focus on that in the beginning of the match? He always waits until later on when it just happens to be convenient for him. Like, start the match and charge him and go after the leg, and then the announcer's gonna be like, oh, he's looking to snap that figure 4 on because it can come. He can apply it so well and makes him tap very quickly. So he's not wanting to waste any time.
Unless he just does what what people do with their formula, wait till their finisher hit at the end.
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't buy. There aren't a lot of things that the Miz does that I buy in general, and I especially don't buy him as a guy who's gonna sub someone really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I don't buy him as a submission guy. If you you tell me Bryan's gonna lock on the no lock without doing any damage to the neck or head or arm, I'll believe that he's gonna tap someone. I even believe Bryan can tap someone with a leg submission without anything. I'll believe you if you tell me Del Rio can just catch someone in the armbar. I'll believe that. I'll believe that. But I don't. It's a Miz. He's not very good. There's not a lot of things he's doing right. Like that match was weird. It didn't accomplish anything.
Kind of subpar.
I mean, Cody does some legwork for not much of a reason, and then Miz just locks on the figure 4. Like, I don't know.
That was funny.
I mean, he at least sold the leg, which I give him that, but...
And Barrett was on commentary. And...
Whoa, we had to wait. Cody was about to lock on his new submission move.
Yeah.
But he didn't get down.
the stash ride. So,
well, I mean, like
it's like the last ride, but
look, the match it was not at all a good match by any stretch of the imagination. It wasn't even a passable match in like my opinion. But I think the only reason they did it, and they didn't give him very long. Not that I think that it would have been better if it had been longer. But I think the whole thing was just for them to come out and say that Curtis Axel was going to be the other guy in the triple threat now that Fandango's out with the concussion.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like it's less it's like anticlimactic for them to just bring him out and say, hey, he's challenging for the IC after he's like getting W's over Triple H at the top of the hour.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess I get why they did it, but it sucked. I mean, it wasn't good.
Mm-hmm. And one thing, I'm glad you did bring up Curtis Axel because, you know, I didn't mention it earlier, but I'd like to talk about it a little bit. You know, he has these quote-unquote victories over Triple H and Cena. You know, it's like, when are we going to see him get a clean win? Like, I feel like this might be hurting him more, you know, the longer this goes. And, like, if he loses a match to, you know, like at Payback or something, it just kind of negates everything that they've been trying to do.
There was no, I don't know if you call it clean. What about Jericho? He did that roll up when Jericho got distracted.
Well, yeah, exactly. There was a distraction though. Like, is he going to have
better than the count out?
Yeah, a count out or, you know, disqualification or something like that.
Well, that's pretty much what you get. Well, I don't know. Was there any like re-debuting guys that did that off the bat? I know there were some hills that did do that for a while, but I don't know about like redoing or restarting your character and then doing that off the bat. I don't know.
I don't know. But I mean, I don't know. What about you, Doug?
No, I don't think it'll hurt him yet. I mean, I don't think it hurt him because to me, it hasn't worked as well as they hoped it would have. It would have worked. I mean, if I could see you making an argument for it, if I felt like they had made use of the wins they've given him, but I don't really feel like they've done anything with it. I'm not like too high on the kid.
It's kind of like they just hand him these wins, you know, just
to
say, oh, well, I should be a contender because I have these wins over these people. It's like, well, you were kind of handed them.
Well, that's kind of the point. I mean, like, the one thing I'll say about the guy is he doesn't have any, like, redeemable qualities as far as, like, cool hills go. There's nothing that makes anybody want to cheer anything about him, which is kind of refreshing.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't see it in him.
I don't know. We'll have to see where they go from there. But speaking of heels and making returns and such like that, we got a promo saying that Mark Henry is scheduled to return next week.
How long has it been out?
Yeah, since the last pay-per-view, since Extreme Rules. So just a few weeks, but yeah, I'm curious to see what they're gonna do with Mark Henry since
he's gonna destroy fools.
Well, that's what he does. So yeah, I mean, look forward to that if you're a Mark Henry fan. We got to see Stephanie McMahon and Vince McMahon talk backstage some more, you know, going back and forth. Oh, it's, you know, if I talk to Triple H, it's going to be bad. And Stephanie did the same with Triple H. Oh, if I talk to Vince, it's going to be bad. Whatever. Next up, we got to see Chris Jericho come out, cut a promo about talking about his match with Punk. So, you know, they had their feud at WrestleMania not too long ago, last year. And then their other match they had last year at Extreme Rules. So this will be the third match between them. And I don't know. I'm not really buying it that much. But Jericho was interrupted by Dolph Ziggler, who decided to make his return. And, you know, Jericho challenged him to a match, which he accepted, but it was with Big E instead. You know,
can Jericho please never do the blah, 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 blah thing again? Because that's so annoying. You're a babyface. You shouldn't be so annoying.
Yeah. It's just...
I think he's going to keep on doing that for a while.
So yeah.
The Fandango.
I just don't know what... I don't know. And I don't even know if Punk is going to be at Payback or not. You know? It's just one of those things. Like, I don't...
He's not. Then Jericho has to verse Brock Lesnar.
Right, or
well, where I See, I don't believe that he's going to be there anyway, either, like Daniel. But I thought where they were going with it was, oh, Punk didn't show up, but they make the match with Curtis Axel. And
Yeah.
like that's where I thought they were going with it. But I don't know. Now that it
is not to be on this occasion. But yeah, I mean, I can see Punk showing him up, and and then whenever he does return, he can say, well, look, Paul Heyman signed that, not me, and he might handle some of my business, but he doesn't answer for me, and that can decide whether they want him to be, heel or face whenever he returns. But, we'll talk about that match as we get into our Payback predictions later on. But we did get to see Chris Jericho going up against Big E Langston. I don't know about you guys, but Big E he's growing on me. He's been pretty impressive in his matches. He's holding his own. And Jericho, he does what he does very well in the ring. So not too bad of a matchup. I enjoyed it. What about you guys?
No, it was fun, and I agree about Big E. I'm pretty high on him too.
Yeah,
I didn't get to catch all the match. I caught where they were saying that he has to verse him instead of Ziggler.
Yeah. So, but Jericho did end up getting the victory on that one, which takes us after the matchup, or as the match was coming to a close. Del Rio came out and just attacked Ziggler. So, no real reason, I guess, other than to try and progress.
Ziggler was trying to climb up on the apron to distract or interfere in the match, and he prevented him from doing so.
Yeah.
Which is kind of weird because, I don't know, he would have had to have been just like hanging around waiting for him to do something.
Yeah.
But I mean, you got to
waiting in the wing.
Suspend some disbelief for that stuff.
Yeah. He just happened to be watching one of the monitors going, hey, what's Ziggler doing?
Oh, my turn to go out.
Yep. So, but yeah, so Jericho ends up getting the victory. Next up, we got to see just a strange combination. We had Zeb Coulter on commentary, talking for an injured Jack Swagger, who apparently injured his hand here recently and is going to be out for a while. But we got to see Antonio Cesaro going up against Sin Cara, and I enjoyed this match. I thought they put on a pretty good show. Antonio Cesaro got the win, so I don't really have any complaints about it.
I still like what Zeb said. He still put over Antonio Cesaro.
Yeah.
When he was like, well, he came over here the right way.
He filled out all the paperwork. Why does Sin Cara have a mask?
How did he say he said he liked him, but how did he say it? He said that he's good. I don't know. He put it the way I liked it. He said it.
Okay. How about you, Doug?
Oh, the match was awesome. It only went about 3 minutes and 45 seconds, but it was a hot 3:45, and it was an awesome 3:45. I mean, Cesaro is a guy who can work with Sin Cara. Well, anybody, yes, but he has a background in lucha. He can work a lucha guy. I think that's where Sin Cara kind of hasn't gotten to where they want him to, because he doesn't have a lot of guys that can work that style. But that was a cool little match. It only went less than 4 minutes, so you can imagine if they had given us some time, what they could have done.
Yeah, a lot of good spots too.
Yeah, I mean, Cesaro made Sin Cara look awesome. No, not too many guys make Sin Cara look awesome. Because they can't work the style, though. I mean, honestly, he does, and it was an awesome 3 minute and 45-second match, and that's about all you can ask of these guys, is them to do as much as they can with what they're given.
Absolutely,
and they did.
Absolutely. So Antonio Cesaro ends up getting the victory over Sin Cara.
The Zeb stuff was totally inconsistent though with his character so far, because he was getting on Jericho's ass about not liking him either because he came from Canada earlier in the run.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they're playing on face heel dynamics,
right?
But still, I know racists and they don't care. They don't care if you're assholes.
They hate
not.
everybody.
Yeah,
you could be a nice guy.
They don't draw lines that way.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
I was like, well, the fans don't like you, or the fans like you, so I don't. Get out of our country, America. So next up, we got to see a Wyatt family promo. It was the same one we got to see last week.
I should say I've seen racist. I don't I don't hang out with any racist assholes. If I find out someone's racist, I'm like, fuck you, I'm going.
Well, thank you for the clarity.
Yeah, I want to clear that up.
Some people are like, oh, okay.
You don't play that shit.
All right.
I don't play that shit. You know I don't play that shit.
Yeah. So, but yeah, we did get to see a Wyatt family promo. They showed us two. They showed the one that they showed last week, this week, and then they showed a new one as well. So I'm really getting hyped up for the Wyatt family to debut.
I saw something posted because I like Cassius Ohno on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
There was this, it was highlights from a match from NXT. It was Cassius and Corey Graves versus the Wyatt family and stuff.
Yeah,
it looked pretty awesome.
Yeah,
like the action and all the stuff, and plus the music they put to it helped.
Mm-hmm.
But it just got me pumped because I'm really hoping that they can bring what they have from there over to Raw and they can be successful.
Definitely. I'm hoping we get to see some pretty good stuff from these guys. So we'll have to see where it goes from there. But next up, we got to see Randy Orton going up against Roman Reigns, and this was because of the app poll that they did.
Apple?
Yes, the Apple. Between Daniel Bryan, the fans got to pick the opponents. Luckily, they chose Seth Rollins for Daniel Bryan, so Randy Orton went up against Roman Reigns. Really good stuff. I like the match wasn't the longest, it wasn't the best, but I'm really liking how well that Roman Reigns has picked up the ball and run with it. Like they brought him in and he was really green, but he's definitely picked up a lot from
Liaki?
Rollins and Ambrose. So it's good to see him being able to hold his own a little bit, even if it was a shorter match. And this one ended up in a no contest after Rollins and Daniel Bryan ended up getting involved.
I'm gonna have to disagree. Like, not about necessarily what you said about him as a guy, but this match was, I thought, slow and plodding and boring and not very good in a couple of different ways.
A typical Orton match.
It just wasn't very good, man. I mean, like, neither guy were able to get me into this. So.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not down on him. I'm not down on. I am down on Orton. I'm not. Obviously, I hate Orton. But
Loves him with a passion.
I'm not down on
Reigns.
Yeah, sorry.
Leaky.
Okay. Liaki or Leaky. Yeah.
I mean, I think they usually do a good job of minimizing his weaknesses. So.
Mm-hmm. So not too bad. But next up, we got to see the main event of the night, and even though it wasn't the last, it was the main event. Daniel Bryan going up against Seth Rollins, tearing the house down, just putting on one heck of a show. Absolutely great stuff from both of these guys. I mean, how much can we really say that we haven't already been saying over the past few weeks about about Daniel Bryan and about what the Shield has been doing? Just really good stuff from these guys.
Yeah, the match was fucking awesome. I mean, surprise again.
Surprise! These guys are talented.
Go back and rewatch it because I missed that.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean,
I heard everyone talking on the internet about it.
yeah, very good stuff.
yeah, I mean, it's fucking awesome. I mean, like, it's a weird thing because, look, there are guys who they will give long stretches of showcase matches to, and there are guys who they will push hard, but seldomly is the guy who's getting pushed hard also getting the showcased match.
Right.
Usually a guy who's getting pushed hard is getting he's getting a squash match, or he's like doing way more talking than wrestling, and that kind of stuff. But I just think it's really cool that not only is he gonna, get pushed up, he's gonna get showcased in the process.
Mm-hmm.
The match was fucking awesome. I kind of like how Brian was like, "Fuck you, punk! I'm taking my elbows back." He's like, "These are mine. You yanked them from me, and I'm taking them back."
Fans were nuts. for the yes chance.
The catching the Izagiri into the single leg crab spot was crazy awesome. I mean, fuck.
What was that move that Williams does? Because I went back and
Chaos Theory.
Yeah, I went back and saw it, and it was an attempted at that.
They did it sloppy.
Yeah,
I don't think that it was like an attempt so much as they kind of did it, but they kind of did it sloppy.
Yeah,
which is forgivable when you have a match that's good. But yeah, they did go for that.
Did it work, or did they do it? Or...
They did it, but it was sloppy.
Yeah, it was kind of. It could have been better, but
rolling chaos theory.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, you can't say enough good things about this matchup. Just really good stuff. I mean, people were saying this is definitely like pay-per-view quality match that we just got, for free. So,
look, I mean, if you give Bryan 15 minutes with a guy who is capable, it's going to be a good match. I mean, like, I don't think it's a fucking surprise to anybody. It shouldn't be at this point because he's had their showcase match for weeks now in a row.
Yeah, and there's just, I'm really anticipating where Daniel Bryan's going to go in the coming weeks and months, just because of this massive, crowd reaction that he's gotten, and just the way that they've been pushing him, the way that he's been working. It's really good to see, and I really hope that.
Well, that's the next thing after this. After either Randy Orton or Daniel Bryan's going to turn.
Yeah, and that was one thing that I kind of noticed on from Friday Night SmackDown whenever Orton delivered the RKO. He sort of had a disdained look. It was pissed off.
Well, Randy Orton's always been like, even if you accidentally hit me, I'm going to hit you back with a move
from out of nowhere.
Yeah,
and it's not really from out of nowhere. You know this, right?
Yes.
Do you know where the RKO comes from?
It's back history of story.
It comes from that place that only Randy Orton can go.
Okay.
So,
Comes from Johnny Ace?
Yeah. And Diamond Dallas Page. So, but yeah, just great stuff from these guys. Go back and check it out if you get the chance. Next up, we got to see Caitlin's secret admirer finally revealed, and it ended up being Big E Langston.
I was so bummed because I could have got into babyface Big E and like babyface Caitlyn as like a couple, like a power couple. I was like, that's pretty cool. I was like, oh, okay, I didn't see that coming. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I was like, all right, I'm on board. And then he drops her. I was like, dick.
Drops her. He drops her like it's hot.
Because I've never seen him in NXT, but everyone says that he was pretty good, face.
Yeah.
That's what's been reported on.
And man, he sold that to a T as well. Like stuttering his words and, looking down and just being like shy and, it's
I'm
like,
going to grab you.
Yeah. And then I was just like, man, he's just taking charge right there. So.
Yeah, that sucked, man. I mean, no, it was cool. But it sucked because I kind of wanted to see them like as a little couple. Thought it would have been pretty cool.
I was like, something doesn't make sense. It's like he's with AJ, and not with AJ, but he's within the group, and something's not gonna.
Ever since he first saw her. So yeah, Big E, turns out it was all set up by AJ.
I was waiting for him to pick her up and put her in the his move. I forgot what it's called.
The big ending.
Yeah, I was ready for that. I was like, he's gonna do it.
Nope, was not to be. But yeah, it was a setup by AJ all along. So building up towards their matchup for Payback, which I like. I like that we finally have some kind of storyline for the Divas.
Payback's a bitch,
pretty much. And Caitlyn ends up snapping and attacks AJ as well. So it leads to their matchup. It's 1 week for a build-up, but I think they did an okay job for it. Next up, we got to see Damian Sandow defeat R-Truth.
The real man.
Make sure you're talking to Mike for that one.
They can hear me.
What? Okay. So yeah, Sandow ends up defeating R-Truth, just to, plug up the Sheamus versus Sandow match for Payback. Then we get to see Triple H and Vince argue backstage some more.
My dick's bigger.
Yeah.
No, my dick's bigger.
And apparently this episode of Raw is brought to you by Hardee's, and they plug the app a lot. then we got to see the Cena Ryback promo where the Lumberjacks
I would rather.
surrounded the ring.
I mean, I don't have so much of a problem with the Hardys. Like, I was like, give me Hardys over there.
give me some curly fries or something.
Yeah.
And a
I want a
burger.
roast beef sandwich from them.
Yeah. There you go.
Was it Hardy's or Carl's Jr.?
Both.
Both. They have the same.
They're owned by the same. It's the same company.
Yeah, but why do they have the same logo?
It's the same company.
Well, I know, but then why don't they just make them all one word? Like one.
They're like
Yeah,
different
promote.
sizes. Not different. I don't know.
We're promoting Carl's Jr., Sonic, some sort of pizza.
They go back to the
company.
old Hardy's logo. Or
Yeah.
Why? Like, why have two names though? I don't get it. Because you can only get certain stuff here and certain stuff there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then maybe they should have two different logos, and so people can fucking distinguish between the two.
Well, that's why one's called Hardee's and the other one's Carl's Jr.
But the logos are the same.
And where's
Oh, really?
Carl Sr.?
I don't care.
I
Oh.
don't give a
Carl.
fuck.
Okay, but yeah, so we finally get to see the Cena Ryback face-to-face confrontation or whatever, and I don't know. What did you think about Ryback's promo on the mic? I've seen every move that you've got. I know what you're thinking. All that kind of stuff.
Oh no, but what you did was real funny right then.
What I did?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
You're like,
Whatever, man. I know what you're thinking. And what I'm thinking is I'm hungry.
So,
Ryback, I don't know. It just all this stuff does nothing for me.
yeah. I mean, we know that the match is going to go to the through all three stages of hell.
To hell and back.
Yeah. It's just-
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm just not sold on it. I don't care about this matchup.
You ready for this feud to be over with?
I am. I'm ready to see who's up next, which I'm hoping is Daniel Bryan. So, but who knows? We'll have to see. We'll have to see where it goes from there. But now it's time for us to go into the Payback predictions. It's going to be taking place this Sunday. We're going to be kicking things off. I guess we'll go ahead and start off with the pre-show, if that's cool with you guys. We're going to start with Sheamus going up against Damian Sandow. I feel like the build-up's been very odd for this, you know, like
It has.
I don't know. Like I get that they're trying to say that Sandow is smarter and that, you know, Sheamus is the stronger, but I don't like this matchup. I don't like the build that they've done for it. But who are you guys gonna go with?
thinking Sheamus.
Sheamus? How about you, Tyler?
Sandow.
Sandow. Okay, I'm gonna pick Sheamus on this one, just because I don't know why.
It should be Sandow, or they're wasting everything they've done.
Yeah.
Even though it has sucked, but I can't see them jobbing Sheamus here.
Yeah, unless there's some sort of outside interference of some sort.
Shenanigans.
But Tyler, let's go ahead and let you pick the next matchup. Pretty much all the titles are on the line. So I saw someone say, hey, "Is this Payback or is this Night of Champions?" So, but what's going to be the next matchup for us here?
Intercontinental Championship.
Triple threat match:
Yes.
Wade Barrett versus The Miz versus Curtis Axel. So Axel was a last-minute replacement for Fandango.
Yeah, I feel like they're not really doing anything with Barrett with the title, and also same thing. Miz is just there, so they're trying to really push Axel. So Axel.
Axel. All right. How about you, Doug?
I'm gonna say Axel also.
I'm going to agree with you guys just because, like you said, Barrett hasn't done anything. Miz hasn't really done anything, and they're trying to push Axel, so give him the Intercontinental Championship to, you know, have him be in that mid-card status but still remain relevant to an extent. All right, Doug, what's going to be the next one we'll be talking about here?
Let's go with the Divas.
Divas, all right. Caitlyn versus AJ, match that has been kind of just on the wing for a while now. Like, I think they were supposed to have a match at Extreme Rules, and it didn't happen. Weren't they supposed to have at it at WrestleMania, and it didn't happen? Or it was expected that they were going to, and they never did. So this has been a match long time coming. Finally, getting some sort of build up, which is good. I hope they continue that at least for a little bit. But who are you going to go with on this one?
I think AJ is gonna get it eventually, but not here. I'm gonna say Caitlyn.
Okay. How about you, Tyler?
Has Caitlyn defended her belt since she's got it?
Yes.
Maybe against Tamina, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Who's also disappeared off the face of the earth, as well as Layla, and so.
AJ.
AJ?
Why not? Dolph's world heavyweight champion.
Okay, so they can be the power couple, both being champions in their own right.
Yeah.
All right. So we're kind of split here. I'm gonna go with Caitlyn as well, just because I don't think it's AJ's time yet, but she will be close to getting it. So next up, let's go ahead and do the United States Championship. Dean Ambrose versus Kane. Kind of just, cross paths between Team Hell No and Randy Orton with the Shield. So Kane's getting his shot against Dean Ambrose for the U.S. title. So who you guys going to pick on this one?
I will say Ambrose.
Ambrose?
And I gotta say, I kind of like this feud for Ambrose because Kane is enough of a name, but he's not like your Kofi Kingston's or your, I don't know, whoever your low baby faces are. Like, I don't know. For whatever reason, I like this feud for Ambrose. So.
Okay. He's one of those really well-established guys.
I mean, I'm not even a huge Kane fan. Like, I really kind of despised him until Bryan kind of made me, kind of grow on me.
Breathe new life into Kane.
Yeah, but I like this feud.
Okay. How about you, Tyler?
I'm gonna still go with Ambrose.
Ambrose?
I said Ambrose, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just because.
Too soon?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to agree. I'm going to go with Dean Ambrose on the win for this one, so we'll have to see where that plays out. Let's see, who's next to pick one? Tyler or Doug? Or Doug? We'll do Tyler.
Okay.
Yeah. I did the Divas. Yes. So Tyler gets to pick the next one. What's it going to be? Tag Team Championship. Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins versus Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton. So this one has some potential. There's also the potential of Daniel Bryan or Randy Orton turning heel in this matchup. So who do you see walking away with this one?
Shield.
Just
because they wouldn't taking them off real quick, and then plus Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton are gonna clash.
Okay. How about you?
Shield.
All right. You see any kind of heel turn or anything?
Well, I was kind of reading spoilers earlier, and they kind of hinted some stuff with some stuff. I can see it for Orton or Bryan really at this point.
Okay. All right.
I think they could actually turn them both if they wanted to, but
Yeah.
that doesn't make a lot of sense to do.
Yeah.
Like, Kane's the only guy being a nice guy around here.
Kane being the voice of reason, which is weird enough in itself. I'm going to pick Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins as well. So get the sweep on that one. So Doug, go ahead and pick our next matchup.
I'll say Punk and Jericho.
Chris Jericho versus CM Punk 3. So not a whole lot of build for this one. Jericho's been doing kind of all the work as far as trying to get people to see it, as well as Paul Heyman adding a little bit to it. But who are you going to go with on this one?
I'm not convinced that it's happening.
Yeah?
So I don't know. How does that count as a call?
I'm kind of with you. I wouldn't be surprised if they say, well, Punk's not here tonight, but the person's name who is on the contract is Paul Heyman, so it looks like I got a match against you.
What about Brock?
Maybe Brock makes the save.
Nah, he's not gonna have a match though.
No.
I'm not convinced that it's my. I don't know. I don't know how to call it other than to say that I'm not convinced it's happening. If Punk is there and he does work, I think Jericho wins.
Okay.
Because that kind of gives it a catalyst for him to split with Heyman,
Yeah, although I felt like the way that they talked, the way that Jericho talked on this past Monday, it kind of felt like, this was sort of winding down for him. Although he has said he's going to be taking some time off around summer or after SummerSlam to go on tour again. But I kind of got the feeling like he was kind of saying, this match is going to be everything. Like, I'm going to give you everything I've got. We're going to, tear the house down.
He's in and out though.
Yeah. So I'm not too sure. So maybe Punk gets the win, tells Heyman, look, man, don't be putting battles up for me when I'm not ready to come back. But if Punk appears, I think Punk gets the win.
If he does, I think Jericho. If Punk's there, I think he loses, but I don't think that it's happening.
Okay. How about you, Tyler?
Shoot. I really don't know.
Jericho? All right. So next up, we'll go ahead and dive on into the World Heavyweight Championship. Dolph Ziggler versus Alberto Del Rio. This match hasn't gotten hardly any build-up due to Ziggler being out with a concussion, but they've had videos here and there. So I'm going to say that Ziggler retains just because he hasn't gotten enough airtime to really enjoy the title run. And I don't feel like they've built up Del Rio enough to make him viable for it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Ziggler.
Okay.
Same.
All right. And that brings us into the WWE Championship match. John Cena versus Ryback in a 3 stages of hell match. Stage 1 being a lumberjack match. Stage 2 being a tables match. Stage 3 being an ambulance match. I think it's pretty obvious they're going to be going to all 3 stages of this one. I feel Cena gets the victory in the lumberjack match. Ryback gets the victory in the tables match. And Cena ends up getting the victory in the ambulance match. How about you guys?
Cena
all the way.
Cena all the way?
Well, I'm
So
not
ends it in
all the
2?
way in all. I'm just saying him just winning the match.
Oh, okay.
Completely.
All right. So
Okay, I'm being confusing with that. I meant like the end result, he wins.
okay. Well, there you go. So Cena, our pick to win at Payback. Which brings us into some hot topics. If you're in the Beaumont area, if you're in our area this weekend, head on down to Hurricane Pro Wrestling. It's going to be taking place at the Montaigne Center. All kinds of fun. So definitely head on out there. If there's a wrestling event going on in your area, let us know on our Facebook page, and we will help spread the word. Another bit of hot topic news for you guys. Not sure if you heard this or not. Dusty Rhodes has been hospitalized with an infected snake bite. So hard times for the American dream. So hopefully everything ends up okay and he's back to 100%.
You're listening to a special interview segment for the official podcast for WrestlingNewsSource.com.
Okay, folks, joining us on the show this week, we have a nice call-in studio. We have a nice call-in guest on the phone. Always a favorite, the one and only Tex Lonestar. Tex, welcome to the show.
Hey, how you doing? Tyler, Doug, and Danny? How's everything going out there?
Doing great. You remembered our names this time. We're so happy.
That's right. I did a little homework this time and got your names completely right. I think did I nail them spot on?
Well, you did. We certainly do appreciate it.
Tyler is smiling so big right now because you said his name first.
Thank you.
Hey, oh man, Tyler's the star of the show in my book.
So we're getting ready for Doomsday Wrestling, presenting Headlock on My Heart, a wrestling love story. Going to be taking place this Saturday, June 15th at Numbers Nightclub, starting at 8 p.m. It's going to be $17 at the door. All ages are welcome, so definitely want to make sure you head out there. Tons of matches are going to be taking place at this event. So far, it's going to be Lil Dickens versus Father Superior for the Doomsday Championship.
That's right. The Doomsday Wrestling World Heavyweight Championship is on the line. Little Dickens, who is now in the race, he is close to holding the record of being the longest reigning Doomsday Wrestling World Heavyweight Champion of all time. Will be facing Father Superior, the man of the cloth, the man of the ring, in a one-on-one match for all the marbles, for the whole enchilada, for all the cheese, the Doomsday Wrestling World Heavyweight Championship.
Very nice. Also scheduled, the Adonis Explosion versus the Society of Distinguished Gentlemen.
That's right. After a long hiatus, the Adonis Explosion has returned to the squared circle. This Saturday we'll be facing none other than the Society of Distinguished Gentlemen, a new tag team that has just been making lots of waves and lots of impact on the tag team division here at Doomsday Wrestling.
It's also going to be a battle of the mustachioed men.
That's right. There's going to be 4 mustaches in that ring at one time. Now, just think about that.
Whoa.
4 mustaches.
Are the mustaches on the line? Are the mustaches on the line?
the mustache is like a hair versus hair match.
Yeah, are they
that
on the
might be the stipulation. We're still talking to our lawyers about that, about the legalities of shaving a man's mustache after he loses a sporting event. I mean, this is this dates back all the way to the trial of Lipstache and Lipstache and what's his name, Lipstache and Nostrilitis. That was the trial of Lipstache and Nostrilitis of 1848 that decided this, but it's been a long time, so they have to dig up the old law books and figure out what's going on
and see where it takes us. So also scheduled to appear, Juan Antonio Amore versus Hot Flash.
That's right. Hot Flash, the menopausal maiden, has taken on professional wrestling's premier Latin lover, Juan Antonio Amore, in a battle of the sexes in Texas match.
Very nice.
It's going to be good to see Juan. We haven't seen him in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, he's been on a world tour. You know, he's been touring all the great romantic countries of the world. You know, like Spain and Italy and Guam. He's been all over the place, just making headlines, turning heads, raising eyebrows, just doing things the Juan Antonio Amore way. And it's going to be nice too, because this show is titled Headlock on My Heart, a wrestling love story, and when you have Juan Antonio Amore in the ring, it always is kind of a love story in its own right.
And it is. He's not one who cares about wins and losses. It's more about can he affect his opponent's heart.
I think it's can he touch a woman.
If he can just get some cheap feels during the match. That's it. His contract states that he exclusively wrestles women, so
It's all about the love.
Well, speaking of women wrestling, your daughter Charlene Lonestar is going to be going up against Hoppity of the Bunny Boys.
Well, she's almost a woman. She's only 15. Let's not go nuts. I know you probably have your eye on her, just like all the other
Come on, Daniel.
men who see her. She's only 15. She's been 15 for a long time, I know, but I don't want her to grow up too fast now. But yeah, she will be taking on Hoppity, one half of the Fabulous Bunny Boys. But Hippity, his brother and tag team partner, will be in his corner. The Fabulous Bunny Boys haven't done so well in their quest for tag team greatness. They've been losing quite a few matches. I think they've only won one match in their entire career, as a matter of fact. And they've decided that they might consider singles career, so we're going to see how this works out. But going up against Charlene Lonestar, she's a 4-time Doomsday Wrestling World Heavyweight Champion, so Hoppity's got his work cut out for him.
Well, I know we did get to see the Bunny Boys at Comic Palooza, and they worked well as a team, and then they just fell apart right at the end. So
that seems to be their problem. They can't share the spotlight. They have to end up fighting each other, or fighting amongst themselves.
Yeah, it's also the final announced matchup will be Keen Candy versus the original Son of a Bitch.
That's right. You know what that is? This match, this announcement is actually a WNS exclusive. Did you know that? I haven't told anybody about this match until now. A WNS exclusive. Do you have some sort of jingle you can? Is there a button you can press?
Usually people just
WNS podcast exclusive.
Usually people just say that Rey Mysterio mask shirt exclusive.
Oh, really? I don't know who that is, but WNS. It's you guys know what that stands for, right?
I would hope we would know by now.
Wrestling News Source. It doesn't stand for Rey Mysterio Masked or whatever you just said. It's exclusive. You guys really need to get a jingle though. I can sing the jingle for you if you want. If you guys if we can just get a tape player or something and record it like a boombox. We'll maybe a bell or something will go off and then I'll say WNS podcast exclusive like that. That's exactly how it'll go.
I think we can.
But yeah.
Do we have your permission to use that?
Yeah, if you like, or if you want me to re-record it, like if you want to book time at like a legendary recording studio, like maybe their studio where Michael Jackson recorded Thriller, we can go down there, spend like 16 hours on it, and just really get it right. We can do that.
Just a jingle, just 16 hours. You're a man who's devoted. I will give you that.
Oh, perfection. I don't want to. We're not going to do it in one take. We're going to take it days, maybe weeks. For the mix down at least. The mix down will probably might take months, but.
So we're definitely.
But yeah, back to the match. Let's talk about the match. All right. Yes. Let's quit talking about jingles. Okay. Yes. Okay.
Jingles and jangles.
We'll start our music careers after Saturday. The original son of a bitch, one of the meanest, one of the most vile, one of the most despicable characters in all of Doomsday Wrestling, will be facing King Candy. King Candy representing the kingdom of sweetness, the king of all candy, the king of all deliciousness, the king of everything sweet, going up against possibly the most ruthless son of a bitch in all of professional wrestling, who is ironically named the original son of a bitch.
So dastardly, he punched out a Walmart greeter.
Several times. It was revealed recently that Walmart greeter was actually Hot Flash, that's her day job.
Well, poor Hot Flash. Good to see her at least in the ring as well. We got to check out you guys at Comic Palooza, looking like y'all had all sorts of fun.
We did. There were some good times and some bad times, but overall it was pretty fun.
Well, it seemed like whenever we were there, it was good times. So.
Good.
Let's talk about the bad times. What happened?
Yeah, what's going on? Tell us about someone tapping on your shoulder.
Actually, there were bad times. I really wasn't even alluding to that, but yeah, I'll tell you about the bad times. Look at you guys, the probing journalists that you are. I want to get the scoop.
This isn't a fluff piece, Tex.
We were at Compalooza, and as per usual, whenever I'm not at one of our regular events, we're making an appearance at a comic book convention or something like that. And this is actually the story I'm about to tell. It's the second time this has happened. It happened somewhere else besides Comic Palooza, but I can tell you that some other time. I walk around with a megaphone before we go on because the Georgia Brown Convention Center is so huge. And I want to try to draw everybody to come watch us, because nobody wants to watch us. I mean, nobody in their right mind wants to watch our show. I mean, it's they just don't understand it. I mean, it's so ahead of its time that no one can understand it. Anyway, I'm joking here, but anyway, so I walk around with a megaphone trying to draw people in and all that. And while I'm doing it, one of my contacts at Comic Palooza told me, "Hey, why don't you go downstairs and tell them that this room is closing at a certain time." But they need to come upstairs to watch Doomsday. I said, okay, I'll gladly do that. So I walk around doing this on the megaphone. It's really annoying. I understand that, but that's what I do. I announce this room is closing at this time. This room is closing at this time. Please come upstairs to see Doomsday. Please. Well, actually, I don't say please. I'm not begging at all. I don't beg for anything. Okay, let's get that straight right off the bat, okay? Can you guys say that with me? Tex Lonestar does not beg for anything.
Tex Lonestar
does not beg for anything.
That's right. That's absolutely right. That's right. So, anyway, I was walking around with the megaphone, and do you think maybe later you guys could maybe let me borrow like a quarter to make a phone call?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Let's get that out of the way. Okay, so anyway, I'm walking around with my megaphone, and I'm saying, coming to see Doomsday, the room's closing. Are you following the story? I'm telling it really badly, by the way.
Yes, megaphone.
Okay, good. Okay, and this guy, I've never seen this guy before. He comes up behind me, and he says, hey, this room actually closes at another time than the time you're saying. And I go, and I don't know who he is, so I just say, okay, I don't know. I wasn't told that. And so I walk away for him because I got to go start the show, and I can feel behind me the wind breaking, like not someone farting. That's what I just said. I mean, someone's running at me, and I feel, and then someone grabs my shoulder and turns me around really fast, and they say, wait a minute, you need to announce now the true time the room starts. And my response is, getting all macho, is you need to not touch me ever again. And then I just went upstairs and did the show. But it turned out the guy who did that was the chairman of Comic Palooza. So this is my public forum to say, I'm sorry, chairman of Comic Palooza. I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to do what I did.
Should have given that Lone Star Stunner, man.
Yeah, maybe so. No. I mean, I really thought he was just some guy who had a booth or something, was trying to, I don't really know what, I don't know what I thought at the time. I just, it was just kind of a weird, abrupt thing. And, I don't know, people, I guess when you walk around with a megaphone, you're kind of asking for trouble, so. Back in my day, you could freely walk around with a megaphone, but nowadays people are real sensitive. All those megaphone, laws they have in effect,
True.
And their sensitive ears and everything, wearing earplugs and all that.
Everybody's so sensitive nowadays. Their ears are just so it's like we're devolving into our ears just aren't born with the toughness to withstand like Motley Crue concerts anymore. It's a different era. It's a different era.
It is. We grow and we live and we die.
That's right. That's right.
So we're
Yeah,
definitely.
when you said die, that made me laugh. I don't know why.
Tex Lonestar, a man who laughs at death.
That's too true. That's too true.
So definitely getting ready for Headlock on My Heart. Again, it's going to be taking place Saturday, June 15th at Numbers. You know, the last time we went, absolutely packed. This time, hoping even more people were going to be there. You know, question is on everybody's mind. Will there be Sancheesies to throw?
Oh, of course. That is a doomsday tradition. That tradition will never stop. We could be performing at the Ritz-Carlton Hotel in the executive suite, and I promise you we would have Sancheesies. I promise you. We could be performing on the White House lawn, and we would have Sancheesies. I guarantee you that.
Very nice.
You did mention earlier that Lil Dickens was coming up on the record for the longest, having held the Doomsday World Heavyweight Championship. Who is the record holder, and what is the record?
Oh, the record. The record holder is actually Precious Jewels, and that record is, I believe, it's a little over a year. I think it's about 14, 15 months. Don't quote me on that though. I'd have to look it up. But Lil Dickens, I think if he wins this Saturday, he'll most likely surpass it, because I think it's just about a month from now that the record will be broken if he wins, if he keeps it from Father Superior.
Well,
I'm saying that really badly. If he defends it successfully from Father Superior.
Well, it's definitely exciting times. We might get to see history in the making for that.
No, it's always history in the making. But let me ask you guys a few questions. Do you guys have any predictions on the Lil Dickens versus Father Superior match?
I got Lil Dickens. My money's on Lil Dickens. He's got guns, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah, he's got guns. He's got guns, and this is Texas, by the way. Well, do you think he'll win clean, or do you think it'll be like a disqualification, or what do you think?
No, he's a blue-eyed good guy. I can tell. Lil Dickens.
Oh yeah,
he walks a straight and narrow.
Yeah, well, the reason I'm asking is if anybody's listening, like we could place bets. I mean, like we could give odds, on the outcome of that.
How much you
Make a
got?
little money on the side.
What you got?
Well, I don't really. Well, later tonight I'll be in the Kroger parking lot, like picking up change. That's what I do on Tuesday night. What is it? Monday? No, it's Tuesday. Tuesday nights. I pick up change in the Kroger parking lot. And I usually use that as my gambling money.
I can't bet against Father Superior.
Especially with the altar boy.
Yeah,
in his
altar
corner.
boy is with them. So I mean,
altar boy will be lurking at ringside. He will be lurking at ringside. So now already Lil Dickens is at an advantage, and you wonder why the man carries guns.
So,
it's tough to pick.
I'm picking Father Superior. That's just me.
I got Lil Dickens.
Okay. We got what do we got? 2 for Lil Dickens and 1 for Father Superior.
I'll go for Lil Dickens. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, you don't have to change your vote. I'm just asking. But
Yeah. Oh, I hadn't picked.
Okay.
I'm
sorry.
It's going to be tough for Lil Dickens, but I think he can manage to pull it out.
Okay, I think this might be his biggest challenge so far, though. But then again, he did defeat a champion wrestler from the future, so
Yeah. Calendar, if I remember.
Calendar, yeah.
He's a little
he
hazy
actually
on that one.
appeared. He actually appeared again at Comic Palooza. And if I could clear up something, could I have about 20 more minutes of your time to clear up? Actually, not 20 minutes. About 30 seconds more of your time to.
For you, Tex
to clear up
Lonestar,
something?
anything.
Oh, okay, great. Well, okay, Calendar did appear at Comic Palooza, and a lot of people wondered. Well, at the end of Doomsday 21, didn't Calendar get arrested by the police of the Space-Time Continuum? Sam Houston, Patrick Swayze, and Buddy Holly. Yes, that is true. But that calendar you saw at Comic Palooza was from the year 4025 AD. The one that was arrested at Doomsday 21 was from the year 4026 AD. So the one that appeared at Comic Palooza has yet to experience the events that take place at Doomsday 21. That's how time travel is, though. It's very confusing. Trust me.
That's some Marchy Archie shit right there.
My head's hurting
That's right
now. I'm not gonna lie.
That's right. There's a lot of upheavals in the space-time continuum. Doomsday Wrestling, the space-time continuum has always been a problem. I'll just say that.
Well, another match, like we discussed a little bit earlier, the Adonis Explosion versus the Society of Distinguished Gentlemen. This one's going to be hard to pick because it is the Battle of the Mustache. However, there's been a little controversy surrounding the Adonis Explosion that their mustaches might be a little bit enhanced.
That's kind of I'll tiptoe around that one. I mean, there's been allegations of all sorts about the Adonis Explosion's mustaches being enhanced or, being supported by something that's not natural. But as far as I know, the Adonis Explosion, as well as every other athlete involved in Doomsday Wrestling, are on completely natural diets, completely natural workout routines, completely natural lifestyles. So I'll go and quote right now and say that everything in Doomsday Wrestling is on the up and up, and that our steroid problems are long gone. I'll just say it bluntly, okay? Our steroid problems are over, okay?
Well, very good. I'm happy to hear that. Glad to know that Doomsday is a wholesome family show for everyone.
Well, even when we did have a steroid problem, it was still a very wholesome family show,
Very cool. We're definitely looking forward to the show.
Oh, well, thank you. So you guys will be there this Saturday, right?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Do you bring anybody with you?
I think we might have a few extra people with us.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Do you think maybe one of those people, or maybe even you guys, could possibly give me a ride home from the show afterwards?
We can talk about that when we get there. Yeah, sure.
I guess it depends on how good the show is, huh?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
How many stars you get in the show, depending on how many miles you get in your ride home, could.
Oh, okay. I don't live too far from the Numbers Sports Arena, so we'll just see what happens.
Okay, that could work.
Good deal.
I thought it was Numbers Sports Dome.
The Numbers Sports Dome.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good name too. We can call it that.
Okay.
Sports Arena.
I have nothing more to say to that.
Very cool stuff.
Well, do you guys feel amorous? I mean, like, this is Headlock on My Heart, a wrestling love story. Are you guys going to be in a loving mood this Saturday?
Definitely.
Because I will. I mean, if I were to ask you guys to kiss each other at the show, would you do it?
Can we get in for free?
Is that a separate question, or is that just related to the question I just asked?
No, if you let us in for free, I may be persuaded to kiss one of these guys.
I'll have to answer this question off the air, because otherwise I'll have people calling in. I'll kiss somebody for free admission. I'll kiss somebody for free admission. And let me tell you, Doug, kisses don't pay the rent. Okay, they used to, but they don't anymore.
I don't know. For the right price, kisses can pay the rent.
I guess so. Well, anyway, I'm sorry to go off on a tangent there. I have a lot of personal problems. I need to address it, but I don't know if you guys are the people I should be talking to about them.
Well, we're certainly looking forward to Doomsday Wrestling. Headlock on my heart.
Yeah, right.
Thanks. Now no one's gonna go. No one's gonna go because you messed up the title.
Saturday, June 15th at Numbers. It's gonna be at 8 p.m. Go out and have some fun.
That's right, folks. Quit laughing. This is a serious event. Headlock on My Heart, a wrestling love story. Doomsday Wrestling, once again, bringing it to Houston, Texas, in the only way we know how.
Well, it's certainly been a pleasure. We certainly do appreciate you coming on. Go to Doomsday Wrestling on Facebook. You can find Tex on Facebook as well. Tex Lonestar.
Doomsday
Wrestling. And they are also on Twitter now as well.
That's right, Doug. You know the address to that, don't you?
God damn, I used to. It's at Doomsday Wrestling.
Houston.
Doomsday Houston. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Twitter at Doomsday. Yeah, I still don't know the address myself.
I follow you.
I still don't understand Twitter. I'll just say that.
Well, it's going to be all kinds of fun this Saturday. Tex Lonestar certainly has been a pleasure. We certainly appreciate you coming on. Always a fan favorite of ours.
Hey,
thanks a lot. It's always nice to talk to you guys.
All right. As always, very nice to have Tex Lonestar on the show. So, very fun stuff. So, go out and...
Tex Lonestar. I don't know.
So yeah, go if you're in the Houston area, go and check out Doomsday. It's going to be out at numbers. Come say hi to us. It's going to be all kinds of fun. Now it's time to go into the Q&A portion of the show. Your questions, our answers. First question coming to us from Thomas. Drop it low, son.
Drop it low, son. Drop it low, son.
Saying, hey guys, as you may know, TNA's main pay-per-view of the year, Bound for Glory, is the next pay-per-view in the TNA calendar. My question is, if you were to do a WWE All-Time Greats Bound for Glory series, you can pick any WWE superstar from any time. What 12 superstars would you pick? What matches would you make? And who would you have win the series? P.S. With it being 12-man, Daniel picks 4 superstars, Tyler picks 4 superstars, Doug picks 4 superstars.
I got to share with these guys.
I mean, unless you want to do your own.
I mean, I could eventually, but I don't know that I would. I can do it on the spot.
Take a while.
You know.
Okay.
So we're gonna do 4 apiece.
Do 4 superstars apiece. I'll let Doug take the first 4, or do you want to do like one at a time?
We can. It don't matter.
Okay.
Brian's going in. It don't matter.
All right, Daniel Bryan, Tyler.
Sin Cara.
I'll pick Stone Cold Steve Austin.
I'm gonna go Macho Man.
Ooh.
Goldust.
All right, I'll pick Shawn Michaels.
I'm going Rick Rude.
Good.
If you quit playing with your phone, maybe.
Quit playing with your phone.
I'm gonna slap you.
Set the phone.
No.
There we go.
Shoot.
You've got Sin Cara. You've got Goldust.
Yeah, I know. I'm thinking.
Blue Meanie.
No. Sabu.
All right. I pick Undertaker.
I'm gonna wrap it up with. Well, my picks up with. Shit. Don't do the time tap.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just keeping the count. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Fuck it, I'm going Andre.
Andre the Giant. All right.
X-Pac.
X-Pac. Let's see. Who are my 3? Stone Cold.
Undertaker. And.
My memory sucks.
Yeah.
Did I say Shawn Michaels?
Yes, you did.
Okay, Shawn Michaels. All right, and we'll go Bret Hart. Those will be my 4.
So we got to do matches.
Oh man, that's a lot.
I want Brian Andre. I want Brian Andre as a match.
Ooh, that'd be
fucking awesome, is what it would be.
How about Bret Hart, Daniel Bryan?
Yeah, but everyone's gonna say Brian or HBK or Brian and Hart. I want Brian is the best. Is tippy tops at working big man, little man. There ain't no fucking bigger, badder man than Andre. I'm advocating right now for Brian Andre right now. That's what I want. I want Brian and I want Andre. First round matchup.
Well, there you go.
Well, I get Bound for Glory doesn't matter because it's kind of like round robin anyway.
Yeah,
so they're all gonna face each other anyway.
Eventually, yeah, everyone's gonna face each other. So, they'd get there eventually. So the question is, who would win?
Who would win the tournament?
Yeah, who would win the series? That's a tough one.
Daniel Bryan.
Tyler votes Daniel Bryan. Doesn't even vote for his own guy. Austin.
You're voting Austin?
Sure. Vote for my own guy.
I'll vote Macho.
All right. So there you go. Who knows? Let the fates decide what they must.
Well, see, there's no point in Bound for Glory. It's like round robin. It's not even round robin. It's like they fight each other multiple times.
Yeah.
So
And then whoever has the most points at the end, that's who wins.
Well, okay, so maybe they don't fight everyone multiple times, but it's at least round robin. So it wouldn't matter to make matches because they would all fight each other eventually.
It's hard to tell. But
No, it would. No, like it would. They would all wrestle each other eventually.
yeah. But I mean, it's hard to tell who would win.
Oh, the whole
Because they
thing?
would all, because everyone would be facing each other. It's hard. Let us know who you think. How about that? So thank you for the question. Next question coming to us from Andrew, aka Wife Swap, saying, "Here's a question for you guys. Vince has stepped down and placed you in control of the WWE. You have a big decision to make. TNA has offered you a trade: Jeff Hardy for John Cena. Would you do it? And is your decision a wrestling or business decision? Personally, I would do it, despite the financial impact of the poster boy Cena leaving. Hardy, to me, can offer more in terms of in-ring entertainment than Cena does. What do you think?"
No, absolutely wouldn't do it. They're both the same age, if I'm not mistaken, so it wouldn't matter. You're not going to argue like longevity left on the career. And I mean, what he's talking about was like dollars versus like work rate. Like I don't, in my opinion, like I don't take anything away from Hardy, but like in my opinion, like Cena, and I'll keep saying this even though people don't like it, he always delivers in the high profile single matches.
Yeah.
He's had my match of the year the past 2 years, the Punk match at Money in the Bank in 11, and the Brock match at Extreme Rules in 12. And there's no arguing that, in my opinion. I take nothing away from Hardy. Hardy's a Rey Mysterio. He's a number 2 babyface. He's going to be loved by a lot of people. He's going to touch different demographics. He's going to move merch. He's going to have fine matches, but he's a number 2 face, and there's a big jump from number 2 face to face of the company, and he's not the face of the company. Cena is a face of your company. I think he's more than comparable in the ring. I don't see it. I don't even think it's close. There's no way in hell I'd do it.
Yeah.
I'll agree with you. And it's not even wrestling or business decision. It's just one of those,
It's both.
Because the charity work that Cena does, the merch that he brings in, the consistency that he has. Even though we bash the 5 moves of doom or whatever, he is but he's consistent in what he does and in his matches, and he goes out there whether he's hurt or not. I mean, not to say that Hardy doesn't, but it's just
you don't have. I mean, like by all accounts, Hardy's put all the negative shit behind him, but as far as we know, you've never had to worry about any like personal problems with Cena creeping in. Yeah, the divorce thing, but that's like way different than showing up high as fuck to wrestle on pay-per-view. It's a big fucking difference.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think I don't think it has to be both. I would pick him wrestling, in ring, and business wise.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds.
All right. Well, thank you for the question. Next question coming to us from Prime Time. Haven't seen him in a while. Saying, "Hey guys, I think a great way to bring back the Undertaker is to have him, instead of using the urn for power that now Paul is gone, for him to bring in the fictional Necronomicon, the Book of the Dead. I don't know how to say that. To fuel his power and use new prop for him to bring in new talent to carry on his Kane and Paul Bearer's legacy of the dark side. What do you guys think?" Necronomicon.
I think it's a Lovecraft thing, and I'm not like a big horror guy, so I don't know. I think Alan Moore wrote a comic about it, and Alan Moore's fucking fantastic, but I'm not into horror, so I don't read that shit. Yeah, that sounds fine. I mean, it seems to fit with the character. I don't know much about it because I'm not a horror guy, so I don't know that kind of stuff.
I know they used it in The Mummy.
Did they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
Or one gives life, the other one takes it away.
I may be way off base. Maybe it's not a horror thing, but that was always my impression. Like, I'm not into that kind of stuff, so I don't know. But it seems like it fits fine with the character. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't have any problems with that.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know too much about it. What's that? I don't know if it's still going on because I haven't seen NXT for a while. There's 2 guys that are in there that kind of their tag team. They're gone. Or they stopped with Connor O'Brien.
One of them's gone.
Oh, really? What was their? They had a little dark thing going on. What was it called? You remember?
I don't remember, but I don't think it was that.
But they were dark and gothic and evil.
Paint my fingernails black.
Paint my fingernails black. Yeah. But thank you for the question, Prime Time. Yeah, I think that would work just fine if you chose to do it. Next question coming to us from YouTube from Elizabeth, saying, you guys seem very unimpressed with everything. What?
No, I meant to put into our Bound for Glory. Kurt Angle. That's what I wanted to put in. He was there. I mean,
yeah, that's true. But yeah. So our next question from Elizabeth from YouTube saying, you guys always seem very unimpressed with everything. Why do you even still watch it?
First of all, I think that's false and not a completely fair statement. I think if you listen to our show like in its entirety or on a consistent basis, you know that there are lots of things that we get excited about.
Yeah.
Bryan, The Shield, Cesaro, Mark Henry, all things we're excited about. Bray Wyatt coming, another thing we're excited about. I think this is kind of unanimous, all the stuff that I'm throwing out there. I'm high on Cena more than these guys, but I praise a lot of his singles work. I'm high on Heyman. I think we're all high on Punk's last run. That's a whole lot of hell of things for us to say that we've been excited about and to not.
I think if I were to go on her side as far as the argument, I would think that if we came off as feeling unimpressed, it's because we know that this is the WWE. This is the top. This is supposed to be the top in wrestling. Like, this is the pinnacle. This is what people dream to get to. So for them to get there and put on a less than, stellar matchup week in and week out, which, it's to expect that, you can't be 10 out of 10 every single night, but it's like, you hire these top writers to come up with these storylines, but they make absolutely no sense. Then they change certain rules like the replays or something like that. They want you to suspend your disbelief so much that it's unbelievable, but we are very excited about watching wrestling. Otherwise we wouldn't be doing this, but it's just, there are certain things that you watch and you're just like, man, if they would just tweak this one thing, it would make it so much better. If they just did that one thing, it would make it better. So I think if we're quote unquote unimpressed with something, that would be it. Like, I feel like they could be doing a better job as far as delivering product.
See, I take that as her to mean that we're being negative a lot. I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't think that's a fair statement about our show at all. Yeah. I think all the things that the 12 or 15 things I just named that I was excited about, you could say that I was impressed with as well. If we're arguing like verbiage here or whatever, however you want to say it, but
impressed, excited.
Yeah, I mean, like,
anticipating.
Look, wrestling as a product is built to where not everything on the show is built to appeal to every person. Like, you're not supposed to love every part of the show. Like, it's built to reach as many demographics and as many different people as possible. So there are things, as long as some things are grabbing you, and I think that's enough things are grabbing us. I don't even understand where it's not like I don't want her to think I'm like taking this as like I got offended, but I just don't feel like it's an accurate statement.
Right. Because I'd like to think that we're pretty positive guys. Positive thinking.
I don't want to think like we're all, I don't know what to say. Like, I just don't feel like that's accurate.
Okay.
Maybe she's a new listener and this is completely possible. This may be completely incorrect. I don't know, because I don't think we've interacted with her a lot, but
yeah, maybe
she's relatively new and she called us on a week where we were particularly bummed. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows? But I think we're pretty fair. And look, I come on here and I just speaking for myself, I come on here and I praise the hell out of things that I love. And, I probably do shit on the things I don't like. I mean, I don't feel like I have to pretend to like something I didn't like. And I don't feel like I have, and like the other side of the sword is like, I don't feel like I have to like pretend that I don't like stuff that I do like. So, I mean, I just say what I feel, and I feel like I'm more than positive and more than fair. I don't know.
And that's what we need to do. Tyler, are you impressed?
No, are you talking about just like, you're just
I'm just asking you a question. But we do appreciate the question, and you know, if you'd like to give us some examples or something like that, to where we can kind of go back and listen to it or something like that, feel free to. We do appreciate the question, and
don't feel like I'm attacking. What was the name?
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth. I don't want you to feel like I'm attacking you. I just don't. I just disagree with what you said. Like,
yeah, we certainly do appreciate you listening.
Feel free to share your opinion anytime.
Definitely. Final question coming to us from Aaron, saying, "What would your all-time dream match be?" That's kind of up in the air.
I don't know.
Yeah,
that's tough. All time.
Now, would it be two people that have never wrestled before, or just two people that we would like to see go at it again, or, you know?
I think dream match implies that it hasn't happened.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't, like,
I would have to have a little time to think.
Yeah, because, you know, I don't follow wrestling as much as I probably should, so I don't know, you know, all the talented guys that are out there. You know, I follow WWE, and I try to catch, you know, TNA or Ring of Honor when I can, which, you know, it's not that often. So it's kind of hard for me to say, oh, dude, this would be a dream match. I know, like, you know, a lot of people would like to see CM Punk versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. I know whenever they were given Punk versus Jericho for Mania, a lot of people got excited, but it kind of fell flat. So I don't really know who I'd like to see go at it. It's just hard to pick. I don't know. Like, I grew up and I loved Stone Cold Steve. I think maybe Stone Cold Steve Austin and Goldberg when they were both in their prime, because that was one of those matches that everyone was kind of hoping for and it never happened. But that would be for me, just to see.
I know, to me it felt flat, but I wanted Goldberg and Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Like a dream match.
Be bigger than what it was?
Yeah.
Okay. How about you, Doug?
I don't know. This is tough, and I don't know. I'm kind of drawing a blank right now. So if it's all time and we're crossing
space-time continuum.
If we're crossing, like, you know, times in wrestling, I'll just say Bryan and Andre, just because I just said that. And then once I said it, I was like, ooh, I would really like to see that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the best I can go with right now.
All right. Well, thank you for the questions. Submit your questions, head on over to our Facebook page, WNS Podcast, our YouTube page, WNS Video. Don't forget to check us out on WrestlingNewsSource.com, WrestlingNewsSource.com on Facebook. You can also listen to us on iTunes by searching Wrestling News Source Podcast, on Stitcher by searching Wrestling News Source Podcast.
WNS Podcast exclusive. If you want to follow us on Twitter, is at WNS Podcast, and for the main site, WN Source.
We're also on Stitcher. Did you do Stitcher? Because you just said that was going to be my thing.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, asshole.
Well, I mean, I know because you said that you do your own thing. So
oh yeah, fuck that.
So.
Tout. We're going to be touting so much more than we've ever touted before at WNS Podcast.
There you go. Big thank you to Tex Lonestar for coming back on the show.
He's got to hold the record for being on the show.
Oh yeah, it's getting up there.
He's been on the show more times than Tyler.
Yep.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
So,
Tex Lonestar is our guy.
There you go. So, for the podcast crew, I am Daniel Herron.
Tyler Abear.
I'm Doug.
And we'll catch you all next week.